Your one-handed backhand could look more like one of these, but first, you've got to ditch the limiting beliefs and mindsets and attitudes that you have about your one-handed backhand. The truth is, you can make big improvements to your one-hander, but not if you have some of the things that we're about to talk about in today's video. And we're going to show you step-by-step how to improve your one-hander. But first, let's dive right into these limiting beliefs. The first one is just a general belief that your one-handed backhand is always going to stink. And this is a belief that I've fallen for personally. It's really easy to look at Federer and Tsitsipas and Dominic Thiem and Shapovalov and assume that, man, I need that kind of athleticism and talent and timing and feel, or else I couldn't possibly ever hit a solid one-handed backhand. And it's just not true. The reality is we work with students right here on our home court all the time that didn't start playing until they were well into their adult years. And they come to us with some really poor habits that we help them overcome. We've seen big transformations. So it absolutely is possible. But I get it. When your one-handed backhand is your weakness and your opponents are just picking on it match after match after match, it's easy to get frustrated and just assume that it's just not cut out for me. I just don't have the talent or the skill to be able to hit a solid one-handed backhand. And I'm here to tell you that that's absolutely not true. It is possible for you to make advancements, especially if you focus on the right things and you ditch that negativity and you follow a process that's really solid. So don't worry, don't get frustrated, you can do it. And in this series, we're gonna be showing you how.
So the next big belief that a lot of players have is that the one-handed is more difficult than the two-handed backhand. And that's just not true. It's different. I mean, think about it. You walk in to take a lesson, and what does the pro say a lot of times when you don't hit a great one-handed backhand? Well, I think you might want to switch to a two-handed backhand. That's not the answer. The real secret is that they're just two different shots and you're training it the same way. Here's a couple things you gotta start thinking about so you can start training differently. The contact point. Well, if you watch the contact point, the one-handed backhand is gonna be way out in front compared to the two-handed backhand. So if you go to a coach and they're telling you to have the same contact point, of course you're not gonna be able to hit it. The unit turn, having your racket in the right place. Just look at these players, how they take their racket back. It's so different. But again, if you go to a coach and have them show you how to hit a one-handed backhand, putting you in a two-handed position, it's not gonna work. The power source, how you use your body is very different from a one-handed backhand and a two-handed backhand. The one-handed backhand has the advantage that you don't have to use the same exact power source as the two-handed backhand. Just like the follow-through, it's just different. All these things, if you don't understand, you'll go down this road of mistakenly believe that you don't have a great or can't have a great one-handed backhand. But really, you just have to know how to train it, and that's what we're gonna show you.
The third destructive belief around the one-handed backhand is that it's not as powerful and it's not as strong. You can't hit it as hard as the two-handed. And that's just not true. The only time that it might be true is if you have a fundamental issue going on with your one-handed backhand. But if you understand the technique that you're supposed to have and it's good technique, then you're going to have just as much power as any two-hander out there. You're gonna find a lot of times if you're out there in your match play and people are picking on your one-handed backhand, or that you feel like you're just getting overpowered on that side, then it's not because you're weak, it's because there's a technical flaw most likely going on there. Your unit turn, your pull position, your kinetic chain, all of those things need to be trained, and they need to be trained the correct way with the correct progressions to really see benefit in those areas and get technically sound so that you can actually use your power correctly and have a powerful one-handed backhand. Make sure to stay tuned because we're going to tell you exactly how to accomplish that in the upcoming videos. This is only part one of a three-part series that we've been working really hard to give you the most important things to level up your one-handed backhand. And in the next video, we're going to show you exactly how to crush your one-handed backhand.